Okay, not my call. A. B. If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991. When I was just out of high school, working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. Okay, but let me get this straight. Did you just say in the longest way possible that your customer base needs to work harder to buy a game that you price hiked to $80 because you did it in 1991 for an Atari game that was $80? Yo, what's going on, people? There's a lot going on in this industry when it comes to price bumps. And yeah, I saw this happening from a mile away. If you people thought that this wasn't going to be a thing, you are fucking delusional. Nintendo started this all when it comes to Nintendo's press conference, where they decided that boldly, it's all about capitalism. It's all about making money. They're going to be the first ones to do it. And Nintendo, I knew for a fact, was going to be the first ones to do it. So what Nintendo did was they dropped a console that was no better than their last console, probably by, maybe a small margin. And they bumped the price significantly. I would say $150 more for their console. And to tell you the truth, I thought it was absurd anyway that Nintendo games cost the same as a PS5 and Xbox game. I thought that was just ridiculous anyway. Games on Nintendo should cost probably $40 max. That's my hot take, but I just think any price over $40 for a Nintendo game for the hardware that it's on is fucking ridiculous. But the fact that they decided to bump it up to $80 and even $90 in specific circumstances, you guys know what I mean, is fucking ridiculous. But they will do it because they understand capitalism and they understand the player base who will actually drop money for this shit. That's the problem. The problem is not the companies. The problem is you. Y'all will listen, y'all will literally buy it no matter what, strictly because of nostalgia and y'all fans. Sorry to say, they know this stuff. So what are we talking about today? Nintendo opening Pandora's box invited a whole lot of mischief into the gaming industry. For starters, you got the conversation around GTA becoming $100, which is a big possibility, a huge possibility. You got Xbox raising their prices. If anybody was going to capitalize on this capitalism train, it would be Xbox. $80 games are now official reality for Xbox. Nintendo is completely at fault. PlayStation is obviously next with this price hike, and $80 is about to be the new standard. Depressing to see how much of a luxury gaming is becoming with the constant price hikes. And to tell you the truth, PlayStation is going to be dead last because they don't have to be first. They don't have to be first. I'm just going to be honest with you. Xbox is basically obsolete as a console when you can play all games on Xbox on PC. There's no point of you even owning an Xbox when you can have a PC and play a better version of the games that you could get on Xbox. So I can see them doing this from a mile away. That's not a big deal. PlayStation is going to be either dead last or not do it at all. If they do it, I wouldn't be surprised. But if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised either. You got these two talking about prices, hiking them up. And now you got Borderlands 4 of all games. How many people? Okay, listen, I know Borderlands was a popular franchise, but the interest in Borderlands in general is falling off, especially with that dumbass, pointless movie that came out with Kevin Hart. That whole movie is completely miscast. None of those people belong in that movie. But the point is, you ruined Borderlands perception with the movie. You ruined it because the games are not getting interest as they was before. And now you're coming out with a Borderlands 4 game and charging more than the previous games were by $10 additional. It's like, what gives you the thought process that this was a smart decision? You should be charging $50 when Claire Obscure Expedition 33 just became Game of the Year for $50. You automatically put yourself in this position to where you're going to lose because you're not GTA. I'm sorry to say, even though you guys don't want GTA to be $100, I guarantee you y'all would give GTA a pass over costing more than Borderlands 4. It's just the truth. You're not that guy. Listen, you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You're not that guy to charge $80 for this. But what makes it worse is the fact that they make it sound like you're broke if you can't afford them. This is my issue. See, I don't care about capitalism, right? Capitalism is capitalism. It's a game. If you play and you win, then you win. If people choose to buy your product and you think it's worth it, then you win. But when you're a game developer or CEO of a studio like Randy, and you say, if you're a real fan, you would drop the $80 for this game, that is anti-consumerism. That's what I don't like. I understand you being a capitalist, but this is not even your fucking decision. And you said the dumbest thing that you could possibly say when it comes to people being interested in your series when it was already dropping off. You're fucking up right now. But you guys want to see exactly what he said? Watch this. So this is a fan actually who tweeted Randy, right? He said, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 and feed this notion increase of the price tag. He's right. You are the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. You do. You dictate the market, basically. The marketing people can just, I would say, insinuate what they want in the price hikes or whatever stuff like that, right? But you being the CEO of this company, you get to literally be like, I'm not playing ball, or you are playing ball. It's your decision. It's the same thing when it comes to fucking Warhorse Studios with Daniel Varva, with Kingdom Come. He had a choice. He just chose to sell his soul for a little bit more. That's what it is. You have a choice, and these people act like they don't have a say. It's pissing me off. Yes, you do have a say, but here's what he had to say to this tweet. He said, A, when people start doing A and B, you already know they're going to be condescending. When they start to be like, well, number one, number two, number three, that's condescending. You already started off in a condescending way because you already expected this backlash anyway. So now since you're expecting it, you probably dreamt of a response of what you would say when you made this dumbass decision because you knew people wasn't going to be happy with this. You already knew this was going to happen. So he's being condescending right now because he already is expecting the backlash. So he's trying to, he said, A, not my call. Yeah, it is your fucking call. B, if you're a real fan, so this is where the shame, guilt, and need to be right is coming from. They shame you for your criticism against them. So this is what he's doing right now. He said, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. What? My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Peach. And I found a way to make it happen. Bro, you know how dumb that statement is right there? Do you know how dumb that statement is? You are a person who's working at a studio who want as many people to play your game as possible. I'm not saying you have to compromise on the themes or whatever the fuck like that when it comes to your game, right? But at the end of the day, your company needs to make money, right? That's the whole point of this. You saying that, damn, I could do it in 1991, paying $80. You know how much $80 was back in 1991? You know how much that was back in the day? That was a shit ton of money. What was your obligations back then? What was your livelihood? What was your lifestyle like? What was you paying for? What was your bills? $80 back in 1991 was a lot of fucking money. It only became normal nowadays. $80 nowadays is basically, I would say, it's a lot, but it's nothing when it comes to the market because everything costs more than $80 now. But the point is, you saying this as like a shot to this person like, hey, listen, I did this back in 1991 and I paid $80 for it. So you should be able to do it, huh? That is the most condescending. I don't give a fuck about your customer thought process at all. That is the worst thing that you can say to anybody who brings up a price hike to a game in an industry to where $50 games are becoming game of the year. You can't say shit like that, especially with you being Borderlands 4. Are you fucking kidding me? You are Borderlands 4. You're not Grand Theft Auto. And even with Grand Theft Auto, I'll be like, y'all tripping. But I would still see them doing that more than you. You can't do that. You're not that guy. Sorry. So he just shot himself in the foot big time because most of these people, bro, are not. Bro, listen, Nintendo started something to where it's fatigue now. They're not going for this no more. Borderlands 4 devs watching their boss drop the worst tweet ever to make sure fans become less interested. And to tell you the truth, this is what I always come back to. I come back to the people who's working at the studio because you never hear about these people. You only hear about the people who are in charge and who are the faces on social media, not the people behind the scenes who are actually going to suffer worse than these guys. This guy's the CEO. He's going to be fine. But the people at the bottom, to where they work in their blood, sweat, and tears, putting all their shit into this project, and you say something stupid like this, you fucked up their entire livelihood. Now they're literally not going to be at peace because of what they seen in the discourse back and forth between you and your audience now. You fucked up your entire studio with this anti-consumer decision that you just did. What was you thinking? You wasn't. These people have egos in this industry, man. Like, and I'm telling you right now, customers, you need to start, I will say, taking your power back, because this shit right here is completely unacceptable. This is an ego trip. If you want it, you should pay. You're not a hooker. You're not offering pussy. Like, what are we doing here? This shit gotta stop, because there's too many people in fan bases and consumers that are just allowing these people who are offering you optional products to just outwardly disrespect you like this. It's crazy to me how Nintendo can just be like, hey, listen, we're going to charge $150 more on our console, and we're going to charge you $90 a game, and you guys still going to buy it because you're good little bitches. That's exactly how they think of you like. And guess what? They're right. You still will do it. Just like how Grand Theft Auto will charge $100 for the game, and guess what? Y'all would still buy it like the good little bitches you are. They know exactly what they're doing. And just like Microsoft, I'm just going to be honest with this too. This is probably going to be the only one that's not going to get the that's not going to get the, the results that they want, because Microsoft is just out of touch with how people view them anyway. But there will still be people who will still buy their $80 games. There's still going to be people that does this. It's going to be the case. And to tell you the truth, I'm not even going to lie to you right now. Him saying this is halfway true. It is true. People who love Borderlands are still going to drop the $80. It's the fact that y'all bitch about it on the internet and claim that y'all being disrespected, but y'all don't stand together, and y'all still would get disrespected because one person goes over here like, shit, I'm still going to pay $80. Or you're just not going to say it, and you're still going to pay $80. But you're going to say on the internet, yeah, I'm against this, but you're still being exactly what he said you were going to be behind the scenes. See, this is why the shit is never going to change. And these companies are always going to fucking do and be disrespectful to to customers, because y'all accept it. Y'all bend right over and just say, go on in.
Don't worry, baby. I'll be gentle.
Because this shit right here is an ego trip. Don't let this dude do this shit. There's certain people that can do it, and it's not right when they do it, but it's even worse when you think you're that guy and you try to do with the person who is that guy to do it. You're not that guy. You can't do that. And that's why it's going around this internet like wildfire, because you are Borderlands 4, you're not fucking Grand Theft Auto, or you're not Nintendo. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.